Welcome back to Nature Life, the channel where we explore the wonders of the natural world, past and present. If you're passionate about wildlife, prehistoric creatures, and the mysteries of Earth's ancient past, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of a creature that once ruled the skies and waters of Ice Age Europe, the giant swan. Now, you might think of swans as graceful, majestic birds that glide across lakes, but this one was something entirely different. Imagine a swan so large it would dwarf the birds we know today. This wasn't just any swan, but a creature that lived in an environment radically different from the world we know today. In this video, we'll explore the history, characteristics, and mysteries of this giant bird that flourished in the cold and unforgiving landscapes of Ice Age Europe. So, sit back, relax, and let's embark on this journey together. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get started. To understand the giant swan, we first need to picture the world it inhabited. We're talking about Europe during the Ice Age, roughly 10,000 to 20,000 years ago. Imagine vast, frozen tundras, glaciers stretching as far as the eye could see, and the land blanketed under snow for much of the year. The climate was harsh, with freezing temperatures and long, dark winters. But even in this extreme environment, life found a way. The Ice Age ecosystems were home to massive megafauna like mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and woolly rhinos. The giant swan, also known by its scientific name Cygnus falconeri, was a true marvel of this icy world. Unlike the smaller swans we see today, Cygnus falconeri was a creature of impressive size, with some estimates suggesting it could reach up to 16 feet in wingspan. To put that in perspective, today's largest swans, like the trumpeter swan, have a wingspan of just 10 feet. The Ice Age swan would have truly been a sight to behold. Let's talk about size, because this swan wasn't just large, it was giant. Imagine standing next to a regular swan today, and then picture a bird nearly twice its size. This swan's wingspan could stretch over 16 feet, making it one of the largest flying birds ever to have existed. Its body would have been similar to the swans we know today, long neck, graceful body, and webbed feet, but on a much larger scale. In fact, the size of Cygnus falconeri was so remarkable that it probably couldn't fly for long distances like modern swans. It may have been more of a glider, using its immense size to soar short distances rather than flying long-haul migrations. But size wasn't the only remarkable feature of this giant bird. Picture a white plumage that would have shimmered under the low sunlight of the Ice Age. Its thick feathers, adapted to cold conditions, would have helped it stay warm, allowing it to thrive in the freezing temperatures of the tundra and lakes. With such an impressive size and beautiful appearance, it was certainly a bird that would leave a lasting impression. Now, what about its behavior? Given its massive size, the giant swan would have had different behaviors compared to the more familiar swans we see today. Like today's swans, it likely lived near lakes, rivers, and wetlands, where it could feed on aquatic plants and small fish. But with its enormous size, it would have required vast expanses of open water to thrive. One of the most interesting aspects of Cygnus falconeri was its likely dependence on large bodies of water, especially during the colder months when food could be scarce. Unlike today's swans, which sometimes migrate over long distances, the giant swan might not have traveled as far. Instead, it may have stayed close to the waters it knew well, relying on its massive wings to navigate across Ice Age landscapes. Imagine standing by one of these icy lakes, the frozen horizon stretching for miles, and watching a giant swan glide over the water. It must have been a mesmerizing sight. So, what happened to this magnificent creature? Why did the giant swan go extinct? Well, the answer lies in the changing environment and the pressures of climate change. As the Ice Age came to an end, the climate began to warm. The once frozen landscape began to shift, and with it, so did the habitats of the animals that lived there. Large herbivores like mammoths and woolly rhinos were unable to adapt quickly enough to the rapidly changing conditions. In the same way, Cygnus falconeri might have struggled to cope with the loss of its cold water habitat as temperatures rose. Additionally, human populations were beginning to spread across Europe, bringing with them new threats. As hunting techniques advanced and human settlements grew, the delicate balance of Ice Age ecosystems began to shift. The giant swan, perhaps unable to adapt to the changing environment, faded into history, leaving behind only the remnants of its existence, fossils and traces that we now study to unlock the mysteries of its life. Today, we know about Cygnus falconeri through fossil evidence, which has allowed scientists to piece together an understanding of this giant bird's life. Fossils of its bones and skeletal remains have been found across Europe, from Italy to the British Isles. These fossils offer us a glimpse into the past, helping us reconstruct how these swans lived and interacted with their environment. Through paleontological research, scientists have been able to confirm that this bird wasn't just a curiosity of the Ice Age, it was a dominant species in its ecosystem. The fossils reveal details about its size, the structure of its wings, and even its diet, allowing us to learn more about how this giant swan might have survived in such an extreme world. Even though the giant swan is long gone, it remains an important symbol of the incredible creatures that once roamed the earth. In fact, Cygnus falconeri serves as a reminder of the megafauna that thrived during the Ice Age, creatures that were adapted to survive in one of the most challenging climates our planet has ever seen. Today, modern swans, though much smaller, continue to captivate us with their beauty and grace. We can look to them as living reminders of their ancient ancestors, like the giant swan, that once ruled the skies and waters of Ice Age Europe. So, what do you think? The giant swan was a creature of incredible size, grace, and mystery. It is a symbol of an era long past, a time when the world was very different from what we know today. The story of Cygnus falconeri is a testament to the wonders of nature and the resilience of life, even in the most extreme conditions. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed learning about the giant swan and want to explore more stories from the natural world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of nature.